world. This is Warlit, your host for Virtual Innovations Professionals. Welcome to our community. Let me take you to an hour in featuring professionals in the business world coming from all industries, sharing their experiences and expertise. Let's get some new ideas and have fun as we explore all the angles, strategies, money talk, mindset, contracts, success stories, profits and losses, return of investments, pain points, business plans, and all about the right execution and everything under the business sun. Be relevant, be counted, be a VIP. Virtual Innovations Professionals with Link Helpers. We lead a movement to initiate communication as we create connections in building a powerful digital community. Welcome to Virtual Innovation Professionals, and today we'll be talking all about funding for your business. So the business world is rapidly changing, where social media, online platforms, and the virtual reality is constantly transforming. Virtual Innovation Professionals by Link Helpers was actually created to be your landmark in the digital world. And we are so honored today because we have someone on board that will talk about everything about funding. Let us welcome Mr. Jesse Robinson II, the CEO and founder of JR Capital Consultant. He's a business loan expert that would help you acquire new and well-established funding for all these businesses and access to capital. Welcome on board, Jesse. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. The honor belongs to me for being part of the opportunity to meet so many wonderful people and to be here today and discuss ways that we can help clients as well as business owners who's having challenges with their businesses in regards to funding to get those problems solved. So thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Definitely. We're so happy to have you on board with us here. And tell us more about the business itself. JR Capital Consultant. How did it all started? What was the vision and the mission? How it all began, and what year, and what made you do it to start off this kind of business?
Yes, so I started my company in spring of this year. Prior to that, I was working for an agency where they provide assistance to a special needs population, which I truly loved. I was part of that agency for 25 and a half years. Unfortunately, COVID happened and I was let go. So even though I was let go, I knew I had to come up with a new journey and what I want to do next in my chapter of my life. But I'm very passionate about helping people, and I love meeting new people. So I knew I wanted to get into the business world, but I wanted to get into business that allowed me to pursue my passion, that is to help people and meet new wonderful people. So I dived into the financial industry services. So I want to learn more about the industry. And that's why I came across the alternative lending industry. And it's the industry that helps small business owners who are looking for capital to help grow their business, whatever challenge they may have, that they can solve it with the help of these lenders. And I knew this was something I wanted to get into because of what happened back in '08 with the recession. A lot of the traditional banks have restricted who they offer capital to. Because unfortunately, to a lot of traditional banks, small businesses, they consider them high risk. So because they consider them high risk, they're very restrictive in helping them solve their financial problems. So that's where the alternative lender industry took off, and it's still going stronger ever before. And these industry are so passionate about extending credit, business credit, to owners who are looking to, solve whatever challenge they may have in regards to funding, whether it's equipment, inventory, payroll, if they want to expand their business, if there's a new business owner that need capital to get up and get going. We have various different lenders that can offer different funding options to business owners.
I see. I hear the word alternative lending. Can you define that a little bit more for us?
Yes, so alternative lending is opposite from the traditional banks, even though they offer capital just as banks do. However, the criteria from traditional banks are different. Unfortunately, with traditional banks, the process is very stressful. There's lots of paperwork involved. And the answer to get back whether you're approved or not, it could take several months. Whereas alternative lending industry, their mission is to make the process quick, easy, minimum paperwork, and more importantly, they want to help the business owner establish a peace of mind when trying to apply for business credit for their business.
That's good. I was thinking, who doesn't want to have business, right? It's someone, anybody would love to be like financially stable for that. Is it that really challenging to start a business? I mean, what are the requirements needed for you to really fully start one and be able to be realistically have one? You know what I mean? So it's not just all about dream, but like really executing and having a business. What are the requirements of getting funding? Yeah.
So let's take, for example, if someone is has a business idea, but the problem is they need capital to take that idea and make it a reality. Well, the good news is that we have lenders that does offer personal credit to someone who wants to take their business idea and make it a reality. With this particular lender, they will do a soft pull credit to kind of see where they're at. Now, the soft pull credit is no hard hit to their credit score. I know a lot of people are concerned about that, worrying about, applying for credit to hit the credit score. That's not the case. We have a lender that has a partnership with Experian. So a full Social Security number is not needed at all, just an address. Take a look at the credit, see where they're at, and be able to extend personal credit for them to take their business idea and make it into a reality. Good.
That is good. That is good. They were touching on the most dreaded of them all, which is what you call credit. Everybody likes, oh no, my credit is low, my credit is bad, my credit is amazing. So what is, from a perspective of a business consultant or a business loan consultant, how would you define credit in such a way that people would not dread it? Like it will be something more constructive and more, I guess, good to the ear, or something like more promising for them who wanted to invest in business?
Yes. So credit is important. It's important because the lender has to understand whether if they extend the owner's credit, are they going to pay it back, right? So that's why credit is so important. Now, when people hear the word credit, as you mentioned, they dread it, right? Because a lot of people don't understand their credit. They don't understand how credit works. Some may feel that they have a good credit score, but then when you get them from a lender, come to find out their credit score is not as good as they anticipated. So credit is very important. Now, for anyone who's concerned about their credit, or they already know what their credit score is, and they feel that a credit score may not qualify them to receive business credit, well, there's an easy solution for that. I have a partnership with a family-owned credit repair specialist who help people who have challenges with their credit to understand what their credit score is, what negative item that's on their credit report that may be hurting them. The problem is that many people don't understand about consumer laws. For example, any negative information that's on a credit report, if the consumer, like you and I, if we do not authorize that negative information to be on a report, that's a violation. So our credit specialist is helping our clients understand consumer law, understand that these negative items should not be on your credit report, especially if you didn't authorize it. They start the dispute process with them, and a lot of clients are getting their negative items getting removed from their credit report, boosting up their credit scores, giving the client a peace of mind to know that when you start seeing your credit score goes up, that builds confidence. And then they feel more confident going forward the lender to apply for credit. So there's an easy solution to fixing your credit. A lot of people think their credit, once your credit is bad, it stays bad. And that's not the case at all. It's just all about educating people to understand what their credit is and how it actually can be repaired quickly too.
Let's be on point. Let's be on point. Let's tell everybody what is really the expectation, the credit expectations, like in terms of numbers, like what is the exact number, or the level or range of credit that is good to go for a business loan?
So different lenders require different credit scores. But the good thing is I work with lenders that don't require minimum FICO score at all. If you're an established business owner, there's some criteria that you have to meet to make sure that you can actually be able to be assisted by lenders who don't require a minimum FICO score. So for example, we have a lender that requires you to be in business for a minimum of 3 months. You have to make a minimum of $5K in monthly revenue or more. If you meet those criteria, we have over 75 different lenders that will be able to help businesses get access to capital without require a minimum FICO score, because we have very different lenders that work with different businesses in regards to their credit profile. So we have one of those options for that. Now, if for whatever reason, there's an established business owner who's just brand new, they've been in business less than 3 months and they're not making 5K, or less per month right now, because again, they're just up and running, but that's okay too. Again, we have other lenders that will provide business and personal credit to newly established business owners without minimum monthly revenue at all. But again, they will do a soft pull on your credit to see where you're at before moving forward and helping the business owner get established to credit.
What is a straightforward like minimum FICO score that you're talking about, and what would be that number that we're expecting?
Some lenders may require 600 more. There's some lenders that would do with 650. Some would do with 680. But again, if that's something that many people should not be intimidated to hear that number. And even if again you're not quite there at those numbers yet, again, we have credit specialists that can take a look at your credit, see why you're not at the high 600s or 700s. And again, if you have negative items on your credit report that should not be there, my credit specialist can start the dispute process to get those negative items off your credit report. And many clients are seeing an increase in credit score within 30 to 45 days.
That is good to know. Now, talking about this dreaded credit thing, I wanted to ask you, what makes JR Capital Consultant? What are the probably 3 adjectives that you could describe your company that would really say you will stand out among all these consultants in terms of financing a business?
For one, I think it's very important to be approachable. Right? A lot of clients need help with their business and getting funding, but some feel that they see and meet other loan brokers who just look intimidating, right? They have a bio, the bio looks intimidating, and some feel that they are just not really genuine when trying to provide assistance and trying to help them solve their financial need. So the important thing about JR Capital and myself is that, we're focused on just being approachable, making people feel comfortable approaching us, get to know us, how we can provide a good service for them to solve their financial challenges. So that's one of the things that I believe that we can benefit from JR Capital. Another thing, additive that I can think of is being passionate. Being passionate about helping people. That takes a long. I think that's very important, because people can sense whether you're generally being passionate about helping them solve their problem compared to just doing it because you want to make money or you're trying to earn commissions, because that shouldn't be the case. I think the most important thing that we have to do is just helping the clients understand that the process is simple, it's stress-free, minimum paperwork, and more importantly, I'm here to get to know the client, to get to know why they start their business, why they're so passionate about their business, and then you draw that relationship with that client. And then once you understand the passion behind why they started their business, then you want to direct them to a lender that that's best fit for them and what they're looking for in regards to finding a solution to their financial problem. And I think the third adjective about me is that I think it's important to be fair. Some brokers, loan brokers, they will direct clients to a lender that may end up getting them the most commission rather than focusing on what's best for the business owner in regards to what they're looking for, their terms, percentage, I think it's very important that they decide, the business owners decide what terms is best for them and their business. Because I truly believe that, yes, money is important, commission is important. However, the more passion that you have in helping people solve a problem, the commission, the money, that will complement that. So it's all about the business owners and making sure that they agree to a lender in terms that best fits for them.
Those are really very, very strong words. Being passionate, being approachable, and fair in your clients. You know, in the way like how funding can be too intimidating to some, especially
Yes.
those that are starting their business. At the same time, those that are probably needing more resource, but is intimidated by some, you know, obstacles or any other reasons that they wanted to expand their business. So we were talking about JR Capital Consultant. I see your goals in the business and how you'd like to help the clientele in terms of acquiring what they need to do. But what specific services would you offer in terms of like funding in your business model?
So we offer various different services for various different industries: construction, coffee shops, restaurants, trucking industry, auto repair, salons. If it's a business, you know, we'll be more than happy to be able to provide our service to help you solve the financial challenges within that business. So it's not like just I don't deal with just one niche. I deal with a general niches in the business world, because I really believe that it's very important to help out all and many people as I possibly can to help get the funding that they need to continue to keep the business active, flowing, and possibly make it even expand. So I work with very different business industries.
Today, and it's been almost like after the pandemic, you know, things have really changed a lot in terms of like inflation, economy in the US market. How does this affect, you know, the finance scenario? Like, how does the inflation in our economy affects, you know, how lenders deal with those who wants to borrow money or those who want, you know, everything in your industry?
I think we all can agree that usually when inflation comes around, recession comes around, there is a great need for credit, right? So when there is a high demand for something, whether it's credit, gas, whatever the need is, what usually happens? Prices go up, interest rate goes up. It's just the way the economy is. Now, that being said, should that be intimidating enough to a business owner who's looking for funding to try to apply? No, not at all. And the reason why it's so important is because it's very important to understand that in the end, for the business owner, they get to determine which options and terms best fit for them. So even though inflation is here and, you know, challenging times are here, that should not keep a business owner to be intimidating for applying for funding. We have many different lenders that offer different terms and different products. And again, the business owner gets to decide which works best for them.
What are things or points that you need to keep in mind in terms of financing your business?
Yes, so there's a few things that an owner should keep in mind when considering applying for business credit for their business. One, I think it's important to understand to borrow what you actually need. Now, the reason why I feel that's so important is because some, you know, they have a like a ballpark figure in their mind and what they think they actually need. And actually that could be a negative. It's always recommended that an owner be able to take a full evaluation, review their projects, their funding needs, the costs, and try to plan the pros and cons, or the worst case scenario, I should say. And the reason why it's so important is because sometimes when a business owner apply for business credit that's more than what they actually need, trying to repay it back may be a challenge. However, the other challenge is if they choose to borrow too little business credit, then suddenly they might be an unexpected expense that may come up within the business. And now they don't have enough capital to be able to cover that. So it's so important that for business owners just to sit down, take a look at their project, take a look at the revenue, what they actually need that's gonna that's fair for them to repay the credit back, as well as make sure that if anything unexpected pops up, well, they have the capital to be able to solve that challenge. So that's very important. The second thing that's important when applying for financing is don't just focus on the interest rate. You know, a lot of business owners get intimidated when the word interest rate. Justin, well, what about the interest? What about the interest? What about the interest? It's like, do you take a deep breath, breathe, it's okay. And the reason why I think it's so important not to focus on interest rate is because, yes, it's important, but a couple of things that we should think about. Number one, the lender and the institution, you know, what are their reputation? Are they known to be fair? Are they known to work with business owners? Or are they just out there to just jack up the interest rate, get back more in kickback, and offer products that's not good for the business owner, right? So I think that's also important that business owner take a look at. Another thing that is important to look at is the lender willing to lend based on my assets? You know, that's also very important. The product, what type of products is the lender offering? And is the lenders willing to be flexible in regards to payments? So these are all questions that's very important to go over with the lender before making a decision whether they choose to accept credit from a particular lender or not. The fourth thing is to know your pitch, right? Speaking to a business loan broker, it can be intimidating. Like I mentioned earlier, there's some business owners, they don't have that approachable demeanor about themselves, you know? So I think it's very important as a business owner to be friendly, to show that you actually really care about what challenges they're facing right now and how you can direct them to the right lender that's fair and going to offer them a product that they believe that they can be able to work with in the end. And I think that's very important. The business owners need to take that in consideration when applying for business credit.
Let me be a little realistic. What are the red flags? Like, if just to be on point with everything, like what would not make me be able to get a business loan? Like, honestly, like what are, I know it's straightforward, but realistically, this is something that is a no. It's a solid no, right? You know, just to give our audience like a more of a realistic view and what is the most criterion that it's a no? It's a definitely no, you know.
So no for the business owner or no from the lender?
No for the lender to give that access to capital. Yeah.
It could be some scenarios depending on what industry that you're asking to receive funding from. There's some industries that some lenders just don't feel comfortable providing capital. Adult entertainment, not many lenders will deal with that. Maybe some CBD lenders, some work, some don't work. So depending on the lender, those are probably the two that comes up to my mind that lenders will say, yeah, no, we don't deal with that. But again, different lenders, I'm not partnered up with all the lenders that's here in the United States of America, but I only, some will deal with it and some not. As far as the business owner and who's in contact with the underwriting team of the specific lender, if the business owner feels that the product that the lender is offering just does not work for them, they can simply say no. Right? There's other lenders, they can simply say no. You know what, that don't work for me. Thank you very much. I'm gonna maybe try elsewhere. Again, I partner up with many different lenders that do offer fair products, but again, some of the products that lenders may offer my clients may not work with them, and that's okay. It's okay. So those are some of the challenges of lenders, And also too, another thing I want to add is that it's okay for business owners to check the background of the lender. I personally, I'm very passionate about helping people, but I'm also very passionate about making partnership with other lenders who have a great reputation. Because at the end of the day, it's my company line, the name of my company, it's on the line here. And my father always told me, son, you have a good name, make sure you don't tarnish it, because there's nothing more worse than tarnishing a good name. So I always try my best to make sure that, and I get maybe 5 to 10 different lenders a day want to partner up with me, and the first thing I always do is I check their background. And if I see red flags, I won't do it. Regardless of what compensation they may offer me as a broker, if they don't have a good reputation, I won't do it. That's just me. I'm because I think about my clients more than about myself, because I'm all about helping clients be able to get the funding that they need and deal with a lender that is fair, reputable, and very passionate, the way I am passionate about helping business owners.
That is good to know, because we would like to educate our audience, in terms of like just knowing the realistic protocols, whom to trust, whom to align, whom to be a partner with, whom to collaborate with. And on the positive side, can you give me like maybe top 5 most approved businesses that a lender would approve in a way, in what industry?
Right now, the top industry right now is restaurants. Restaurants, it's just funny. I just had a meeting with one of my lenders. We have a weekly meeting, and, I like to join these meetings because, I like to learn new things. I like to stay on top of the latest, what's the hottest trend. And so right now, restaurants that's the #1 trend right now, and especially now with COVID, a lot of restaurants are just now starting to slowly recover from restaurants. So some need the capital to kind of help them get back on track, so to speak. Also, restaurants, sometimes equipment's malfunction sometimes, or sometimes restaurants want equipment and wants to be updated. So right now, restaurants are the top industry right now. The third is real estate. There's realtors.
Interesting.
Yes, realtors right now, they are looking to purchase properties, multifamily, commercials, fix and flip, and some want the capital to be able to purchase more properties to further their project. So that's the second booming. And the third one is, I have my notes here. Let me just remind me.
Go ahead. Let's discuss all these possibilities.
Yeah.
I would, anybody would like to, right now, people would want to say, hey, what's the best business to get into right now?
Yes.
Right?
So
food and
yes,
shelter.
yes. So, okay, so here it is. Top industry. Here we go. #1, restaurants. That's the top industry. #2, again, I went by my old notes and I just updated. Here we go. #2, real estate and e-commerce. E-commerce? That's #2.
E-commerce, yeah.
E-commerce, thank you. #3, wholesale/distribution. That's the third top one. The fourth top industry is manufacturing. Next one is auto repair. We all drive our vehicles, right? Next one down is medical, healthcare, and dental industries. They constantly need new equipment to make sure they keep up with their patients. Transportation. A lot of businesses in that industry, they need new vehicles to keep up with the demand and products, delivering products to different other businesses. And the last one is, and I want to correct myself, the last one right now is actually real estate. So previous meeting was #2, but that's gone down. So those are top hot industries right now: restaurants, retail, wholesale, manufacturing, auto repair, medical, transportation, and real estate. So those are the hot industries right now.
You see, if you look into all these things that are very much approved in terms of lending, it all goes down to our basic needs, right?
Yes.
Like basic Maslow needs of men, from food, definitely food.
Yes.
And then shelter, which is real estate, where you live.
Yes.
Despite all this changes in real estate and property management, so on and so forth. And of course, you mentioned about e-commerce, which is actually involves, like, let's say we can mention it, probably Amazon or all these big companies that are doing all this e-commerce and even online shopping, because the
Yes.
virtual world has expanded and has really
Yes.
boomed after the pandemic. So e-commerce is such a powerful top three choice of approved loans for
Yes.
new businesses or expansion. And at the
Yes.
same time, I see wholesale, and probably because, people would like to save a lot of money, not just from retail shopping, but
Mhm.
wholesale. We love to
Yes.
go bulk shopping. We want to go to these shops that give us a lot of coupons, discounts, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Um, it's very interesting to know how these are approved. Loans for that matter for businesses. So if you guys are like watching this right now and say, maybe I should go into the food industry or something like that, right? I want to segue to something else, Jess. We talked about funding, we talked about the money thing, but let's go discuss about grants, right? Nowadays, it's very, very popular, and I wanted to touch base on this if you'd like to expand more about the ERTC, and you would
Yes.
define it, because it's actually the thing right now that all investors are talking about, or probably existing employers, right? The ERTC. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yes. So the ERTC is the Employee Retention Tax Credit. And this program is designed like the PPP loan. It's designed to any businesses that has been impacted by the government and or state restrictions due to COVID-19 may qualify for a refund based on their 941 payroll tax credit. So if they have W-2 employees and they're able to retain them, they may qualify for up to, I believe, $26,000 per W-2 employee. So in most cases, clients that I've spoken to just this week alone, many of them, so shockingly, have even heard about the ERTC program. And some that did hear about it, they said, well, I talked to my tax advisor and they told me that, I don't qualify. However, here's something I want to share to the business owners out there. Many tax advisors aren't aware that since the introduction to the stimulus program, the stipulation has changed 7 times. So there's a possible chance that your tax advisor may not be up to date with the latest changes. And the reason why the program made so many different changes is because they're trying to get as much business owners who was impacted by COVID-19 state restrictions. They're trying to get them to be qualified for this program to get the maximum funding as they possibly can. So that's why the stipulation has changed 7 times. And again, many tax advisors aren't up to date with the latest change. So that's why I strongly recommend business owners that if you've been impacted by COVID-19, whether you had to shut down permanently or for a short while, or maybe you had to close indoors and you only have to provide outdoor services or just delivery alone. If you had to adjust the way you operate your business due to COVID-19 restriction by the state or government, you may qualify for a tax credit for 20 and 2021. So
that is good to know.
Yes.
That is good to know. So as a business consultant or a broker or a loan consultant, are you able to assist, or at least can someone reach out to you regarding this matter? And probably you could discuss to them their options as well in case they don't qualify for the ERTC, and can move ahead and go over some other services of how to loan their business through your company.
Yes, absolutely. Many people can reach out to me through my business email. I'll be able to, track the clients that way. But they can reach out to me, jrcapitalconsultant@gmail.com. I also have a website, jrcapitalconsultant.solutions. So website, email, you can reach out to me. And if you want to learn more about how you may qualify for the ERTC program, it's a real simple step. There's a link that many business owners can visit. And they ask a few questions in regards to your business and how you impact it. And if you qualify, they'll let you know right there that if you qualified, and they even let you know how much you're qualified to receive in funding by the IRS. So it's a real simple program. And what is amazing about this program is that the ERC program is providing the service. And they're very determined to help as much business owners as they possibly can to make sure they qualify for this program and get the funding that they need, that they deserve. Now, why this program is so different from the PPP loan is that with this program, the ERTC, it's your money, it's your refund. Whereas the PPP, you have to use that capital based on what you actually request, why you needed it from the first place. So that's what makes the program different. However, just like the PPP loan program came to an end, unfortunately, at some point, this program, the ERTC program, will come to an end. I believe, I'm hearing different reports when next year, but the bottom line is not going to be available forever. That's why I strongly urge so many business owners that have been impacted by COVID-19 and the state restrictions of it to just please reach out to me. I'll be happy to get you started to see if you qualify for refund for being impacted by COVID-19.
That is awesome. And just for asking, do you have any additional fees or anything like that? How does it, do you have a consultation for free, or how does you go about getting some clients on board?
Yes.
Do they have to schedule a meeting with you, and how is it? Do you have to pay up front or anything like that?
Yes. So what I do is I would meet the client, they reach out to me. I would send them a link, and they would go through the link and they would input the information that the website will require them to ask. It's a real simple questions, and clients will know right then and then whether they qualify for a refund for being impacted by COVID-19 or not. Once they understand that they may qualify for this refund, then a member of the underwriting team in ERC will then reach out to the business client, and they'll just get the whole process started. They will, ask for very different documents in regards to business, W-2 employees. They will be the ones that will be able to get all the documents that they need to get the whole process going, so they can submit it to the IRS. The consultation is free. And what they do is they're just providing the service to get them up and running and try to get them set up with the refund. The processing fee is 10% of the total refund. So if the business owners are qualified for funding, or excuse me, for a refund, I keep saying funding, I got to shift from broker to the program. But if they do get qualified for funding, or excuse, for a refund, and they know exactly what the refund dollar amount will be, if the business owner chooses to pay the fee upfront immediately, it's 10% of the total refund. Now, the second option that the business owner have, if they choose to want to pay the fee for providing the service to them, once they receive their refund, then it's 15% of the total refund amount.
That is so cool. Wow. This session has been really very knowledgeable for everybody. We've encountered a lot of scenarios here. We've covered a lot of terminologies that maybe a basic individual would be able to understand. And to wrap this all up, I wanted to ask, what is your important tip for all our business owners, or even our about regarding starting up a business or anything like that, coming from a business consultant?
Yes, just get started. If you have a business idea and you want to get up and running, reach out to me. I can help you. If you're already a well-established business owner and you need help because you have a challenge within your business, reach out to me. All right, the process is painless. It's not intimidating at all. I think I'm an approachable guy. I
think you are.
I understand the intimidation when in dealing in the business world. Again, I was in corporate for 25 and a half years, and now I just transitioned into the business world. So I understand the intimidation. It took me a few months to take my idea and make it into reality. So I understand firsthand the intimidating part about it, you know. But however, once you get started, you're not going to regret it. If you're concerned about your credit, there is a solution for that. You can repair your credit quickly in a short amount of time with a very low cost. And once you start seeing how it is possible to repair your credit, regardless of why your credit is the way it is, don't be intimidated by it. Get started. Again, if you're a business owner and you need capital because you have a challenge going on with your business, reach out to me. I'll pair you up to a lender that will offer you a product that works best for you, and it will give you peace of mind. And more importantly, it's fair for you in the get-go. So just get started. Just get started.
Mr. Jesse Robinson II, you are amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I really am appreciative of you having you on board in our first featured company for Virtual Innovations Professionals. And please don't forget his website. We'll be featuring this guy and his company on our website. You'll be able to know exactly where to catch him or where to schedule a meeting with him. And just good luck on all your projects. Thank you for collaborating with us and welcome on board the group. We appreciate your time and your all the points that you gave us today. And have a best luck to all your endeavors in the future.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. And again, the honor belongs to me. I'm truly am honored that I've been given the opportunity to just collaborate with you all. It just, there's no words that can describe how appreciative I am, how humble I am, and I'm looking forward to further collaboration with you all in the future. This is just beginning. It's not just, I don't call it business collaboration. I call it the beginning of a relationship.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate
like that. An hour of collaboration with one of the experts in the business industry. Thank you for being on board and join us on our next featured story and inspiring personality. Be relevant, be counted, be a VIP. Virtual Innovations Professionals with Link Helpers. We lead a movement to initiate communication as we create connections in building a powerful digital community. May the business force be with you. This is Warlin. Stay iconic.